All right, let's talk about something you've probably never heard of, but it's one of the most important laws in India. Think of it like the operating system for the entire legal system. It's an unsung hero from way back in 1897 that's still preventing legal chaos today. This is the story of the General Clauses Act. So, to really get why this act is so critical, just ask yourself this question. Imagine if every single law, every single one, had to define every term it used, right from scratch. What exactly is a year, or a person, or even day? It would be an absolute nightmare, wouldn't it? I mean, you'd immediately find yourself in this world of total legal chaos. Without some kind of common language, a shared set of rules for how to read things, the whole system would just become this tangled, contradictory mess. Let me show you a really simple example of how this would play out. Okay, so picture this. A law is passed in 1950, and it defines the word year as a calendar year, 365 days. Simple enough, right? Makes total sense for whatever that law was about. But then, just a decade later, another law comes along, and this one defines a year as a financial year, from April 1st to March 31st. And again, for its own purpose, that's perfectly logical. But now we have a problem. So what happens? You get instant contradiction and confusion. If a third law comes along and just uses the word year without defining it, which definition do you use? And beyond just the confusion, think about the incredible waste of time and effort, the superfluity of language, as lawyers call it, to write these basic definitions over and over and over again. And this is exactly where our hero comes into the picture. To solve this very problem, to bring order to all of that potential chaos, we have the General Clauses Act of 1897. It is the brilliant, elegant solution that gives all of our laws a common language. Officially, the Act's whole purpose was to pull together some earlier versions and create one single place for standard definitions and rules of interpretation. It's basically designed to be the default rulebook for reading almost every other law on the books. And this idea didn't just pop up out of nowhere. The 1897 Act was really the final version of earlier attempts. Lawmakers saw this problem coming way back in 1868, and they kept refining the solution for decades until they landed on the one we still use today. So how does this thing actually work? Well, the best way to think about it is like the ultimate legal toolkit. It gives lawmakers and judges a whole set of essential tools they need to build and understand laws clearly and consistently. It really has four main jobs. First, it shortens the laws. No more defining year 1,000 times. Second, it creates uniformity, so year means the same thing everywhere unless a law specifically says otherwise. Third, it lays down crystal clear rules for how to interpret things. And fourth, it's like a safety net, guarding against any accidental mistakes or omissions. So instead of having thousands of tiny little dictionaries scattered all over the place, you get one central authoritative source. It is all about making the law efficient, clear, and consistent. Okay, so we've got a handle on what the Act is and what it does, but let's really dig into why it matters so much. Its importance really boils down to its incredible scope and its authority over the entire Indian legal system. The real power of this act is its reach. I mean, its definitions and its principles automatically apply to all central acts and regulations passed by Parliament. It's like this silent partner in almost every single piece of national legislation. Now, there is a very important exception. The act is the default, but it's not a dictator. If a specific law provides its own definition that makes more sense in its own context, well, that specific definition wins. And that flexibility is absolutely key to why it works so well. At the end of the day, the goal is to avoid that nightmare scenario of just endless, mind-numbing repetition. It's about smart, efficient lawmaking. And this isn't just my opinion. This idea has been backed up at the very highest level. The Supreme Court of India itself put it perfectly. In a major case, they said, the whole point of the act is to put common legal ideas into one single place so you don't have to repeat them in every single law. That's about as official a stamp of approval as you can get. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just pull back and look at the big picture here. The General Clauses Act isn't just another law. It's way more fundamental than that. It's basically the grammar of governance. It provides the rules that make legal language actually work. It really is the legal system's unsung hero. It's the ultimate dictionary. It's a universal rulebook. It's the foundation for clarity and the absolute guardian of consistency across our entire body of law. And maybe the most powerful thing to remember is this: its principles aren't just some helpful guide. No, they must be read into every single statute that falls under its control. It's an active, essential part of the DNA of Indian law. So there you have it, the General Clauses Act, the invisible engine that keeps our laws clear. And it kind of leaves you with a fascinating question to chew on. What other invisible rulebooks, these unspoken systems and conventions, are out there shaping our own daily lives?